Hello everyone, I'm Rotoro, and welcome to episode 7 of my Devlog series, the series in which I'm building a Roblox game from the ground up. In the last episode I said I wanted to work on some more enemies at the end, so that's exactly what I did for today. I worked on making 2 brand new enemies for the game, as well as adding a few small things here and there. As expected, it's probably best to watch the earlier episodes in the series before this one, in case you haven't already, even though the quality of them is kind of bad. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you like this kind of content, and make sure to check out my other projects if you're at all interested in stuff like, I don't know, Friday Night Funkin'. Anyway, I'm gonna not try and delay this as much as I did the last video, so without further ado, let's get into it! First things first, I decided I'd spend some time working on a few mismatch features, mostly just impulsive decisions or bug fixes. The notable stuff starts with me trying and failing to fix the inbuilt problems with the Roblox Studio highlight tool, which is kind of buggy. The outlines on the characters, as you can see here, constantly fill in or change colour for no reason, often even in the editor. After a lot of headaches, I eventually decided that I may as well just leave this one up to Roblox to fix, considering it's technically their problem anyway. Although this was already after I'd successfully frozen the game 6 times. It took a while for me to eventually give in. While I was working in the visual effects sort of category, I also decided to spend some time making a simple marker that attaches to close by enemies and objects. It helps you see them through walls or through the game's lighting as well, so I'd agree it's overall a nice touch, although I do wish I could animate it more in the future. While playtesting, I did also notice that dying pretty quickly to attacks was quite common, and that's when I figured it'd probably be a good idea to add some kind of invincibility frame system when you get hit. It seems kind of obvious, so I'm surprised I didn't do it before. Anyway, I implemented a quick invincibility effect there as well. It did take me a while to realise I had to use a server script instead of a local one though. Well, now we get to finally move over to today's main event, the enemies! I may not have gotten a lot of free time thanks to the ever-increasing workload of school, but I am glad to say that I at least managed to get 2 fairly complicated enemies working for today's episode. I'll run through them in order of how I made them, because that seems to make the most sense. Anyway, let's go! First up comes the brand new Bandigrite drone, yet another flying robot, this time based on a bee. The original idea came all the way back from a comment by Mr. Rob Productions on one of my community posts, after which I immediately decided that I had to make a bee robot.
You like jazz?
Step 1 of the process was to design something on paper and then translate it to an actual model, which didn't really take too long. The next job after that was to rig it and test that the model was working fine. Crap. So after fixing that, I then animated the enemy, set up my usual animation script, and then finally pressed play. Damn it! Okay, so it turned out that this was actually a problem on Roblox's end, and there was nothing I could do about it. So I just waited a day and that seemed to do the job. I now present to you the Bandigrite, a flying robot that chases you around, trying to stab you with its tail. In all honesty, it's probably the most boring enemy in the game so far, but I still like it. He's cool, he's chill, and he'll shank you outside Asda.
It's called a shankster, innit?
The other enemy I decided to work on today was inspired by, of all things, rice balls. I got the idea while looking through my Spotify playlist, initially intending actually to find a name for the Bandigrite drone, but when I saw Onigiri Freeway, I instantly realised I wanted to make a literal ball for an enemy. I just couldn't pass the opportunity up. Early in the designing process, I decided I wanted to work a bit like a cannon, but I didn't exactly know how. It was at that point when I drew him wearing a top hat, and I just knew that he had to launch bombs from it. It was the dumbest thing I could have possibly chosen to go with, so of course it's exactly what I did. Top hat mortar. What followed was essentially a repeat of what you're used to now, with me modelling and animating the new enemy, Onagun as I've called him, being followed by hours of frustration trying to get the attacks to work. Before long I gave up with the fancy tweening and Bezier curve methods in favour of just some simple velocity calculations. It's super easy, but there's always the downside that it doesn't look brilliant on the client's side, especially if they have a bad connection, but oh well, I can fix that later if I want. I also decided that I wanted to have him follow a set path rotation, making him just that little bit more unique from the other enemies in the game. For this, I just made some points in his character model that every few seconds he rolls towards, in order. It's not the cleanest code by any means, and I've probably massively overcomplicated it, but I'm happy, considering I got this done without researching for once. For a final touch, I also decided to add a colour randomizer to the grenades that he launches, just because I could. But of course, something had to go wrong, because it always does. Look, America. Colour is spelled with a U. The English spelling of the word is objectively correct, because the language is called English and not American. Pants are trousers, crisps are crisps, and you put the tea bag in after the milk.
Devlog.
And that should be about it. Sorry for the much shorter episode than last time, but I simply haven't had that much time to work on anything really, thanks to school and all my extracurricular stuff piling up. Still, as I've said, this series is going absolutely nowhere, so don't worry, I'll be continuing it no matter what. With that said, I look forward to seeing you in the next video I make, probably at Rotoro Talks, and also for you guys to continue watching and supporting the stuff I make. It means a lot to me how much you guys happily chat in the comments or occasionally ask for coding advice, so a massive thank you there for everyone who's made it this far in the video. Anyway, my fellow idiots, I guess I'll see you all soon. Bye! It did take me a wheel to... A wheel? God damn it. I may not go... Damn it. First off comes the brand new Banjagite drone. Yet another... It was the dumbest thing I possibly could have gone to go with. Making him just that little bit more unique than the other man already. Oh god.